What is the difference between knowledge, understanding, and wisdom? Many people use these terms interchangeably, but they actually have distinct meanings. Knowledge means to acquire information, to learn all kinds of facts, theories, and concepts. So to be knowledgeable means to have a storehouse that's full of facts, theories, and concepts. And it relies heavily on the faculty of memory. To understand, though, is a level above knowledge. When you understand the subject, you are able to make connections between all the various facts, all the various theories and concepts that you learn. You have to understand so that you apply the faculties of reason and imagination upon the facts and the theories. I remember having this realization about the difference while in year 8, when on one maths test I did badly and on another test I aced it. And the difference was between having knowledge versus having understanding. As I came to realize, in the first instance, I had knowledge on how to solve a particular maths equation. I had, after all, memorized the sequence of steps that I needed to do and did them. But when the equations did not match the pattern that I had memorized, I then became stuck. I realized that I actually did not understand why did I have to do all those steps in the first place in order to solve the equation. I just followed an algorithm, as it were, a protocol. But the next time, I didn't just memorize the steps. Instead, what I sought was to reason out why those steps needed to be like that. I conceptualized in my imagination why that sequence worked, what were like its proportions, how the equation fitted all together. And when I really understood this, when I had this aha moment about it, then any number of likewise equations I could easily solve. Wisdom, on the other hand, is one level above understanding itself, because it needs to apply both knowledge and understanding in order to make sound judgments and to be able to get yourself to act in the most optimal way. You cannot be wise if you do not do, or you cannot get yourself to do what you know and understand to be the better path. For instance, there are plenty of doctors out there that you probably know that do know and understand what is the path towards peak health. But there are also very few that can actually get themselves to act in line with that understanding. At the level of wisdom, you need more than being able to memorize certain facts about medicine, for instance, or to reason out why certain things are better or worse than others. You now also need the faculty of will to come into play, as to be able to get yourself to act in a certain way, whether or not you feel like it. Your understanding gets baked in, as it were, into your choices. In other words, wisdom is connected to self-mastery, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and so forth. Thus, wisdom is the highest level of intelligence and where we ultimately want to arrive at. So to sum it all up, it may be useful to keep this little illustration in mind. Knowledge means to memorize a fact like tomato is a fruit. To understand is the insight that you don't put tomatoes in fruit salads. And wisdom is eating tomatoes organic and raw and not throw them at people. Till next time, this is John Angeli with the Center for Meaningful Leadership.